Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning into Home of Politics. If you're here for the first time, remember to subscribe, like, commenting, share my analysis, and also turn on the notification button so that you receive information from this channel. My dear people, it's sad news, and as a nation, we feel sorry because we have lost senior most people in the defense forces, and condolences to the family, friends, and Kenyans at large, because it is a very sad news that we have received. And so, about the death of the chief of defense force with other senior most people in the defense forces, it has really left us with pain, and they died in an air crash. But what about the way forward right now? Because they had bigger positions in the government, and as we know, the security of the nation is a crucial department that cannot operate in a vacant mode. And so, what is the way forward? It's about the succession or the replacement of these leaders who just died in the line of duty, and we have to accept it the way it has come, because leadership must in any way continue. And so, my good people, about the succession or the replacement of these leaders from the opposition, then we see the senior most position is that one of Chief of Defense Force, which was held by the late Francis Ogolla, which should be filled with immediate effect because it is a very crucial docket. And up to there, we see the vacant has been left, and maybe right now we have three suitable people who might fill in the gap. The first one being the vice chief of defense forces, called Charles Kihariri. The second one being the Lieutenant General Jimson Mutai, and another one called Commander David Tarus Kimaio from the Kenya Army. And so if we see the three mentioned, they can fit in that position, but we do not know whom the president will land on, basing on different factors and other things that might make these three leaders to be suitable for their positions. And so if we come to the way this position of the CDF or the Chief of Defense Force have been occupied from at least 3 or 4 rounds in the past since 2015 to now, then we see there have been rotation of ruling from one branch of the forces to another, and these branches include the Kenya Airways, the Navy, and the Army. And so amongst the three, we have been having each leader serving from each branch. And so like from 2015 to 2020, we had a leader called Kibochi Robert, who was from the Navy. We had from there, that is where the late Francis Ogolla replaced him, and he was coming from the Air Force, and right now maybe it is the time of the Kenya Navy to take. And so among the three names that I've just mentioned, then the person who can fit to take that position right now can be Jimson Mutai, because he comes from the Navy branch. This is because the other branches have been serving, and so it is the time for the Navy to serve. Basing on the other factors like experience and other things, we can compare if we see this Vice Chief of Defense Force called Charles Kihariri and Jimson Mutai from the Navy. Then we see Jimson Mutai can have a longer experience serving in the office compared to Kihariri Charles, because this Mutai has served as the Major General for 3 years, whereby he was promoted to another level this year. And if you see, Kihariri just resumed the office on March this year 2024, and he only have 1 month in the office as the vice chief of defense forces. And so when it comes to experience, maybe this Jimson Mutai might score high than Charles Kihariri. We also see the issue of maybe trustworthy that the president might be looking for in a fella. If we see maybe based on the region and the maybe closeness or factors that other people can look into it, it is maybe the trustworthy or relationship or something to do with the region that these leaders come from. And it can be an advantage to this Mutai because is among maybe the Kalenjin group who comes from West Pokot, and basing on the trust that this president can decide to entrust in him, then he can have an advantage. And basing on trust, again, we come to find this other deputy commander who is from the army again, called David Tarus Kimayo, whereby they will be having maybe two advantage. Both of them are from the Kalenjin community, and this might give them an upper hand compared to Charles Kihariri. And so amongst the three, if we can base on the trustworthy and maybe where they come from, then Charles Kihariri can be left out and they can be given the upper hand compared to that one fella. And so in forces, another basic thing is education, whereby people are being promoted to different ranks depending on the level of education, the intensity of your papers, and how disciplined you have been serving in these forces. And so if we can see the education background of these three fellas, then we can see at least there is one who has a lot of advantage in terms of education. This one is Major General Rongiro Mutai from the Navy. Then we will go through his achievements in terms of academic. He undertook the Naval Officer Proficiency and General Training at the Kenya Naval Training College. Then he furthered his training. He underwent the Naval Junior Officer Staff course in Italy. He trained in other fields, including counter-narcotics, maritime law enforcement, UN Peace OPS training, among many others. Then he is a graduate of National Defense College, Kenya, and holds diplomas in international studies and strategic studies. He is also currently undertaking masters in international relations and world order at the University of Leicester, UK. So if we see this education background of Mutai and other achievements, this can bring him to an upper hand in favor to others. We also see he was promoted to different ranks and he has had different achievements, like he has been decorated with various medals, among them Moran of Order of Golden Heart, Moran of Order of the Burning Spear, and Operation Linda Inji. So if you can compare other details to that one of Mutai, then we find that this Lieutenant General can be at an advantaged place to take the position of the late Francis Ogolla. And so amongst the three, those are among the people who can fill in that position. My good people, right now, that is the way forward, because even if we are mourning, we've lost our senior most leaders, then the office should not be left vacant. Amongst the three leaders whom I have just analyzed, whom do you think might be given the favor in that office basing on their experience, education, then issues to do with that of rotation of power, and other qualification. What is your idea? Send me your ideas in the comment section so that we can know who might land the position next. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Have a good day.